Hello and welcome to another video, and in today's video we will be talking about how to repay your debts. So based on the Financial Conduct Authority's Financial Lives Survey, they calculate that 12.8 million adults in the UK are falling behind on bills or finding their repayments a heavy burden. So if you are struggling with debt, then this video hopefully will help you. So let's get started. Firstly, let's not complicate this stuff. It's very simple. So how do you pay off debt? You pay off your debt. Pretty much that's it. But then some question is, what is the optimal method to pay off your debt? So this isn't rocket science. You know, I know. Let's just get it done. First of all, make a list of all your debts. What do you have debts of? Do you have debts on credit cards, cars, unsecured loans? Is it on store loans? Make an entire list on all your debts, including your mortgage and everything else. Then get some information on your debts. So you need to know basic facts about your liabilities, like the interest rate, the fees, the late payment fees, the APRs, how much balance you owe. You need to get all that in writing and sort it out. When I mean in writing, I mean either you write it down or you get it from the company so you know how much you owe said company. And then number 3 is start tackling them. So also do note that you will need to find extra money. So with both debt repayment strategies, such as the ones we are going to talk about, the avalanche method and the snowball method, you will need to find money in your budget to pay more towards your debts each month. So you can do this by either cutting costs or sacrificing some or all of your disposable income. And remember that you may be paying off your debts for a while. So whatever extra money you can afford to put towards your debts each month, make sure you'll be able to keep it up for as long as it takes. And when you've repaid a couple of your debts in full and have freed up some money, you can take another look at your finance and decide whether to keep going as you are and pay your debts back quicker, or to put a bit of money back into your budget to make life more comfortable for yourself. Also, be careful with early repayment fees. So some lenders charge early repayment fees if you clear a debt early, which may outweigh any money you save on interest. So let's start with the debt avalanche method. The debt avalanche method involves making the minimum repayments on all your debts except the one with the highest interest rate. You will use any money you can free up from your budget to make bigger payments towards this debt. The idea is to focus your efforts on paying off the highest interest account first while still meeting your other debt obligations. So because this might be one of your largest debts, it may take a while before you clear it completely, but you will usually save money on interest in the long run if you choose this method. So here's a quick example of how this could work. Imagine you have the following debts. Credit card, your APR is 25%, your debt owed is 1,000. Personal loan, your APR is 21%, your debt is £10,000. And car finance, your APR is 9% and your debt is £7,000. So in this example, the avalanche method would have you pay more towards your credit card debt first, as it has the higher APR. Once that's cleared, you'd use the extra money to pay off your personal loan and then your car finance agreement. So let's look at some pros and cons of the avalanche method. So some pros: you might save money in the long run by focusing on the highest interest debt first. you may become debt free quicker than if you were to use the debt snowball method. And some cons: it will take time. It may also take a while for you to get the confidence boost and sense of accomplishment that comes with paying a debt in full compared to the snowball method. Because it could take time for you to repay your first debt in full, you may be sacrificing money from your budget or disposable income for a long period initially, which is another con. Now let's look at the debt snowball method. If you adopt the snowball method, you will put any extra money you have towards paying off your smallest debt first. Once it's out of the way, you'll move on to the next smallest debt, and so on until you've paid everything off. By doing this, you're picking off the easiest targets first before focusing on the biggest debts at the end. As with the avalanche method, you must still make the minimum repayments towards all your other accounts. By tackling your debts one at a time in this way, you will see the fastest results, especially where you have a mix of large and small debts. But it may take you longer to repay everything in full, especially if your larger debts come with higher interest rates. So, using the previous example, you'd pay off your debts in the following sequence using the snowball method. First, you would pay off your credit card debt because that's only £1,000. Then you would pay off your car finance agreement because that is only £7,000. And third, you would pay off your personal loan because that is £10,000. So now let's look at some pros and cons of the snowball method. Pro: it offers a confidence boost and sense of accomplishment early on, as you will likely pay off the smaller debt relatively quickly. Another pro is it's a simple method to understand and implement. Now, some cons are you may not be paying off the most expensive debt first with this method, so you may pay more interest in the long run than if you use the avalanche method. And another con is using this method to repay your debts usually takes longer than the avalanche method. So, should I use the avalanche or snowball method to repay my debts? You see, both strategies have their pros and cons, and only you can decide which will work best for you and the debts you have to pay off. The avalanche method can seem like the obvious choice, as it saves you more money on interest over time and you will usually end up debt free sooner, but because you may be starting with a relatively large debt, it could take a while before you get the sense of accomplishment and confidence boost that comes with paying a debt off in full. But if you're someone who does best when you see the results of your efforts quickly, then repaying a small loan first through the snowball method can be a great way to spur yourself on and stay motivated, especially when it comes to the bigger debts later. So the main point is, as long as you are working towards paying your debts, either the avalanche method or the snowball method, as long as you're working to pay off your debt, then that's a win. So make sure that's what you're doing and get yourself financially free. So if you found this video helpful, then give it a like. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, subscribe, and take care.